welcome to the Daydreams of Quilts YouTube channel. We're doing video 2 in a 4-part video series today, so if you missed video 1, go back and watch that one first. But we're making my frog pond quilt tutorial, which is a free quilt pattern. You can get it by signing up for my newsletter or by joining my Facebook makers group. And you can find it in the files section of the Facebook group, or it will be on your first email after you sign up. Today we're going to be sewing our blocks together. So we'll head down to the sewing machine in my sewing room and start putting those together. Okay, so once you have all your squares cut, you're going to want to draw a line on the back of some of the blue squares that are going to become the corner square triangles. So I'm using a sew line pen. It has a ceramic lead in it, which makes it glide more smoothly over fabric. So you're going to want to draw a diagonal line on the back of the squares that are going to be the corner square triangles on our snowball blocks, which is the big white background blocks. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple, but you draw your line, and then you're going to put this in the corner of your large white background block so that the diagonal line's running this way. Okay, then we're going to sew right on the line. And then we're going to trim a 1/4 inch from the line. So you're going to put the 1/4 inch line from your ruler right on that sewn line. And then you're going to cut. And then you'll have a perfect 1/4 inch seam, and you're just going to flip this out and press towards the corner. Okay, and you're going to do that for all 4 corners of the white squares. So I'll put another one down here. Just get it lined up in the corner with your diagonal line running this way. Sew right on your drawn line. And then line up your 1/4 inch line from your ruler right on your seam and cut. And then flip that corner out and press. And obviously the quicker way to do this is to sew all the corners of all your squares and then trim them all and then press them all out. But I'm just doing it this way so you can see all the steps. Okay, so once we have all 4 corners done, that will be what is called a snowball block. Okay, so now for the 9 patch blocks, we're going to need 5 blue squares and 4 background squares. Okay, and we're going to do 2 rows that have blue, white, blue, and 1 row that has white, blue, white. So I'll do that with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so there's one. So the middle one's going to be white, blue, white, or background color, black background, whatever you're using. And you can use pins or clips if you want to. I don't usually on these small of a seams. I find that slows me down, but you certainly can if that helps you to keep your fabric where you need it to be. Okay, so one more blue, white, blue. And a 1/4 inch seam is very important in quilting because anything smaller and your seam could fray over time and you would wind up with a hole in your quilt top. And anything larger creates too much bulk and makes quilting a little bit difficult. And you want it to be accurate so that your quilt blocks all turn out the same size in the end. Okay, so here we have what we need for our 9-patch block. And now we want to press our seams in opposite directions. So I'm going to press these ones to the left and this one to the, or sorry, these ones to the right and this one to the left, so that we'll have nesting seams, and you'll see what I mean by that in a moment. Okay, so there's the first one, and they're all going to the right. So this one's going to go to the left. So those seams are going the opposite way. And so these ones are going to go back to the right again. Okay, so now hopefully I can show this on the camera. When we flip the top one down onto the bottom one, the seams are nesting, and because one's going this way and one's going that way. So they're nesting together. One's going this way, one's going that way, and they're sort of locking. People also call these locking seams. So they don't slide around because they're butting up against each other. And this helps you get accurate corners where you're joining up. And it also just makes it quicker to sew without pins too. Okay, so that's the first one. First seam putting our block together. And then I will take the bottom row, flip it up onto the middle, and again, we can see that our seams are going in opposite directions here, and they're nesting or locking together. So, I didn't trim that. So we'll sew a 1/4 inch seam here. Okay, and I always, well, I'm trying to be quick here so this video isn't too long, but I always trim my threads after I sew them. Okay, so here's our 9-patch block, and our seams are nesting on the back, and I'm just going to press it from top to bottom so that these seams are all going the same direction. And there we go. 9-patch square with nesting seams, and the snowball block will butt up against it in our quilt top. So make all of your 9-patch and snowball block squares, and then we'll put our quilt top together in the next video. So that's the end of video 2 in our 4-part video series on making the frog pond quilt tutorial. So tune in next time for video 3, where we'll be putting our quilt top together, layering and basting. And then we'll start quilting it as well in the next video. Okay, see you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next video when it comes out. Thank you.